Live from WSLS, this is 10 News at 5, working for you.
Now at 5, the local murder case turned nationwide manhunt comes to an end.
Michael Alexander Brown was taken into custody without incident.
The search for the AWOL Marine spanned 3 different states and included local, state, and federal law enforcement.
It's been an extensive manhunt.
There have been dozens of reported sightings leading to lockdowns and closures, putting entire communities on edge.
I'm feeling relieved, very relieved. It's nice to hear.
Tonight, we have crews working all angles of this story that's dominated the headlines.
We'll tell you what led to his arrest, what's next, and speak one-on-one with family members of the victim about the murder and the capture of Michael Brown. And good evening. A lot to talk about tonight. After nearly 3 weeks on the run, the Marine wanted for murder in Franklin County is in custody.
Deputies say 22-year-old Michael Brown was arrested without incident this morning.
And while there were reported sightings in Roanoke and the New River Valley, this all started and ended in Franklin County.
Investigators say that's where Michael Brown killed his mother's boyfriend on November 9th. Rodney Brown was found gunned down at his home on Woodthrush Road in Hardy.
We'll begin tonight with 10 News reporter Irisha Jones, who was there for today's news conference. She is live outside the Franklin County Sheriff's Office with more on his capture. Irisha?
We've been here at the Sheriff's Office since the news conference late this morning. It is where Michael Brown was being questioned before going to jail. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office tells us he was arrested around 8 a.m. this morning at his mother's home in Hardy. It's also the same house where law enforcement say he allegedly killed Rodney Brown, who was his mother's boyfriend. At the news conference today, they would not give many details surrounding the homicide investigation or today's arrest, other than the fact that something made them refocus their attention on the house in Hardy.
There was a continued investigation, and we came in contact with the suspect and took him into custody.
Investigators did confirm no one else was at the home at the time of his arrest, and they are still investigating whether or not anyone helped him elude law enforcement. Now, Brown faces charges of second-degree murder and use of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Law enforcement today would not confirm which jail Michael Brown will be placed after questioning, but his attorney today did say that he will be going to the Western Virginia Regional Jail. Live in Franklin County, Irisha Jones, 10 News, working for you.
And tonight, for the first time, we are hearing from a family member of the man that Michael Brown is accused of killing. 10 News reporter Coulter Anstead live in Franklin County tonight near the home where Brown was arrested. Coulter, she thinks that Michael may have been in that house for several days.
That's right. Rodney Brown's cousin, whose house is essentially in the backyard of the house where the murder happened, claims she saw Michael there last week. The house is just about a quarter mile or so down this gravel driveway here behind me. The cousin did not want her face shown, but tells me she and her ex-boyfriend saw lights and what they describe as a shadow at the house on Friday. She did not notice Michael's mother's or brother's cars at the house, so she figured the person inside must be Michael. She and her ex-boyfriend called 911. Law enforcement came out, checked the property, but did not go inside the house, she says. Michael's arrest this morning was shocking.
I didn't know until I didn't know until about 10 o'clock. A friend of mine called me. It's been very tough on me. Rodney and I played as kids through a whole childhood.
She and Rodney eventually went their separate ways, but had just recently started getting close again, she says. Coming up tonight on 10 News at 6, I'll tell you what message the cousin now has for Michael now that he has been found. Live in Franklin County, Coulter Anstead, 10 News, working for you.
And Michael Brown's attorney, Deborah Caldwell Bono, just wrapped up speaking with her client. She was hired by Brown's friends and family during the manhunt. 10 News reporter Shane Dwyer is live outside the sheriff's office. And Shane, what did she have to tell you?
Brittany, you know, we asked her a whole lot of questions, and she said unfortunately she is not able to go into a whole lot of details. She did tell us this evening that she has spoken with Michael. He is doing okay, and that police did respect the right that she had filed that paperwork for to wait for an attorney to be present before he began being questioned. Now, Bono wasn't the only one who showed up here. His mother and grandmother also came here to the sheriff's office trying to meet with Michael. His mother told me she's thankful no one else was hurt in all of this, and she just wants to be able to see her son. Now, Caldwell Bono spent about 4 hours this afternoon here at the sheriff's office. We asked if she could explain if Brown gave himself up after we didn't get a clear answer from investigators at this morning's press conference.
I wish I could give more details right now because you guys have been great about helping bring us to a peaceful conclusion, because he did become aware that he had support out there for him, and I think that made a big difference. But I hope you can respect that this time I really just can't go into those details.
And many people have been asking about possible abuse between the victim, in this case, Rodney Brown, and Michael Brown, the suspect. While investigators have been tight-lipped about that, his attorney had something to say about it. I'm working on that part of the story, and we'll have it coming up tonight right here at 6. Live in Rocky Mount, Shane Dwyer, 10 News, working for you.
Well, there is a sense of relief in Roanoke tonight. Until this morning, the last credible sighting of Michael Brown happened in the Star City. That was back on November 14th when police got a report that Brown had tapped on the window of his grandmother's home on Tillett Road. And nearby, they discovered Brown's RV, and that led to schools and businesses being shut down and neighbors told to shelter in place. 10 News reporter Taj Simmons has been in the area all day. And Taj, we understand that both Brown's mother and grandmother were at the house today.
That's right, John. Before Brown's mother and grandmother went to the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, they were at this home that you just described on Tillett Road in the Grandin Court neighborhood. Earlier this morning, I approached them both and asked them if they had anything to say about Brown's arrest, and both of them refused to comment. This is the same house that the FBI intensively searched 2 weeks ago. 10 News was the only crew here as the FBI, U.S. Marshals, and a SWAT team searched the home late that evening on November 14th. Earlier that day, Roanoke police put the neighborhood on lockdown, and Roanoke City schools canceled class. I talked to neighbors up and down Tillett Road today, but only one of them would go on camera. She tells me the neighborhood changed after that search.
Before, you would see, I don't know, somebody constantly people out walking their dogs, doing things in the evening, and then after that happened, I'm sometimes the only person out in the evening walking. If I walk, there's nobody out, not even the men, nobody.
That neighbor tells me she is relieved Brown's in custody, and even more relieved that it happened in Franklin County. She said she's had conversations with other neighbors since that search, and says she believes about half of them still had fears that Michael Brown was still lurking in this neighborhood. For now, reporting live in Roanoke, Taj Simmons, 10 News, working for you.
Well, this is a story that we have been following extensively, and we will continue to throughout the night. We'll have another live report on 10 News at 5:30.
You can also stay up to date at WSLS.com or by downloading the 10 News app.